it's CraftyRia and welcome to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope you like it and stick around. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are doing card sketch number 17. This is a super easy, basic sketch, and there's a lot of different things you can actually do with it. My card sketches are made on a quarter sheet of paper, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You can use them on any size card base that fits your need. Feel free to use and to share this card sketch. If you do so and you share it on your social media or your YouTube channel, please do put a link back to either this video or to my YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and zoom out and we'll get started. So first I'm going to use a card base that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And instead of just telling you it is a piece of cardstock cut in half, folded in half, we're going to go ahead and make one. So what I use to make my card bases is any paper trimmer and a scoreboard. But I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't have a scoreboard and if you do have one of these types of paper trimmers. The cardstock that I use is just general Georgia Pacific premium cardstock. This is 110 weight and it's 199 grams per square meter. That second number is how many grams per square meter. I think that one is more indicative of the thickness of the paper because the weights can vary with different types of paper. It's a very complicated system they use to tell us about their paper. But this is the one I use, and I believe I got this pack at Walmart in the office supply section. So it's just regular, like a cover weight cardstock, possibly. About the thickness of an index card, maybe. And I know a lot of people use a much heavier weight cardstock to make cards. I find that this works well for most of my cards and it is readily available. I wouldn't use anything much thinner than this. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I want to score it in half down the long way. And I like to score my paper first because then you get a really, really good crisp edge. If you don't have a paper trimmer, you can use a ruler and a bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use the blunt end of a butter knife or something like that, or even a pen, a ballpoint pen that has run out of ink. So those things work well also. I have a wonderful Martha Stewart scoring board, but this works well also. So I want to cut this paper, or not cut it, I want to score this paper at the 4 1/4 mark because it's 8 1/2 wide. I'm going to score it right down the center. So I'm going to line it up in my paper trimmer as if I was going to cut it at 4 1/4. And I'm going to flip this down and I'm just going to use my bone folder right in the channel that's already there. And I'm going to go over it a couple times because it's not as deep of a channel as a regular scoring board. But you can see, I hope you can see, you get a nice scored, there you go, you can see you get a nice scored line right down the center and it's nice and straight. So I will move this out of the way. Now, we had it in the paper trimmer this way and we scored it on this side. Most people just take their paper and just fold it this way, but that is the incorrect way to fold your paper after scoring. What you need to do is flip it over, and on the side that has the bump, that's going to be on the inside of your card. So then you're going to fold it over that way. And you will get a crisp fold and you'll know it's right because it will lay flat. If you score it the other way, you can get cracks in your paper and it will kind of stay open a little bit. It won't lay nice and flat. The reason you're doing that, when you score your paper down the one side, it pulls those fibers apart and it stretches them out. So that way when you fold it over, the fibers have been stretched the correct way to give you a really nice fold. I hope that makes sense. But I do see a lot of crafters fold it the wrong way. There's really nothing too bad that can happen, although it can, especially if you're folding against the grain of the paper, it can cause it to crack and you won't have a nice crisp fold line. So I'm going to take this paper trimmer, because it doesn't matter now what type of paper trimmer we put it in. I usually take the folded side and put that up against the top, because that is going to be the one edge that I cannot trim or change if it's not cut perfectly straight or not folded straight. I'm going to put it in my paper trimmer at 5 1/2, and I'm just going to cut it in half. So that's what gives me my traditional card base. And you can have it open in the landscape or the portrait view, and Creighton is very excited. There is another way you could score your paper, and a lot of people like to do it this way as well. Get another piece of paper, and you're going to score it this time this way at 5 1/2. Going to line it up in there just as if you were going to cut it at 5 1/2. And again, we're going to use your bone folder or whatever you're using to score. A ballpoint pen that ran out of ink, anything like that. And again, you've got the inside of the fold here. You're going to flip it over and then fold it. And you're going to get a nice crisp fold that way. Creighton is very impressed. And then you're going to cut this one at 4 1/4. And then your card will open this way. It's just kind of a cutesy little way a lot of card makers like to make their card folds. I prefer the traditional way, because when you're mailing it to grandma or to anybody who's really not a card maker or a crafter, this is the way they expect their cards to open. They don't expect their card to open this way. That's the only reason I prefer that. I send Christmas cards out to a lot of non-crafters, and that's just the traditional way the card opens. Okay, so there was card folding and cutting 101. I hope you enjoyed that. I did have a request for that, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and share that with you. Today we'll be working on sketch number 17. And I'm going to do a regular card and a recycled Christmas card as usual. So let's go ahead and do the regular card first. I'm going to use this beautiful card base that Rosemary sent me from Rosemary's You Rock Art. There's a video, a couple videos back. You might want to check it out. She sent me some Happy Mail. She made these card bases using distress inks and did this beautiful marbling technique on them, and I love them. So I decided I would use this sketch for it. So I was trying to find a focal image that went well with this card and did it justice. And I found this in my stash. It was in my Happy Mail drawer, and somebody had made this for me. They didn't sign the back, but it is really pretty, and I thought that would go perfect right there. And then in my lace stash, I found this gorgeous piece of lace, and I thought the lace would be good on here because you can still see the beautiful colors behind it. I don't want to cover up too much of this card base because it is so pretty. And this card is going to be very simple and easy, and let's go ahead and put it together. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of my tape runner just on here where the lace is going to go. Hold on. My tape runner is driving me crazy. It's in a bad stage where it does this every time I don't use it. If any of you have ever had this happen, what it does, the adhesive rolls right around this piece here. So if any of you use this and have had that happen, please let me know what you do to prevent that. Okay. Make sure I have my card opening the right way. And then let me see if I have a front or a back. I think that's probably the front of this lace. And I'm just going to go ahead and set it down. I'm going to use my good scissors and trim this lace. And by good scissors, I mean these are the ones I use for my ribbons and fabric only. I don't use these for paper. And they're nice and sharp. I don't know what Crichton's going crazy about. He's just having a blast in there. And then I have that. But I do want to raise that up on some pop dots. Or some foam tape. All right. I want to make this focal image stand out from the card. There we go. And that card is done. Super easy from the card sketch. I think it came out really cute. And those colors go perfectly with this card base. I like it a lot. So there you go. So one card is done. My next card will be recycling this Christmas card. When I was looking at this, I thought the image was this way, but instead the image is like this. So we will work around that. Maybe I'll do it. I might just do this card in the landscape instead of portrait. So we'll do that. I have this paper that I'm going to use as my background. I thought it was pretty close to that paper. It is a very shimmery blue. So I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. I'm going to start it at 4 1/8. Actually, I'm going to trim off this edge here and use this side of the paper instead. I want a cleaner edge. It's kind of all messed up on the other side. So I'm going to make it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have that piece to go there. And I have my decal edge scissors that I'm going to use to cut out the focal image. Since it does kind of have a frayed edge around there, I thought the decal edge scissors would work really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut right around that into the white part of the card. There we go. So we just have a really cool decorative edge on there. There we go. And I have this silver ribbon that I thought I would put across the bottom and then just have that up above it like that. This ribbon I got from Walmart years ago, a couple years ago. I was on a contract. I used to travel for work, and it was cold. I think I was maybe in Toledo, Ohio. I don't remember where, maybe Indiana. And I went and bought some flannel pajamas from Walmart, and they were wrapped in this, with this ribbon. They were like, almost like a gift package or something like that. And I went ahead and saved the ribbon from the packing because I knew I could use it for something. That's what crafters do, right? And I don't think the packaging swayed me one way or another to buy the pajamas. Sometimes, as many of us know, the packaging will sway us if we think we can use it for something. I'm going to trim this edge just to give that edge a little cleaner edge there. I'm going to put my tape on the back here, and I run it on the paper to the very edge of the ribbon. That way, when I fold it over, I have 2 thicknesses of tape under there, and it holds usually really well. So we have that, and then I will just adhere this down on to the mat. This one is a really easy sketch if you're recycling a Christmas card, because it is easy to get an image that is a square like that or a rectangle. Some of the card sketches I come up with are really hard to find a Christmas card that will work. And then I will just, again, I will put that up on some foam squares. These foam squares are from the Dollar Tree. One of my viewers sent me a couple packs of them. I haven't been out to the Dollar Tree since before all of this craziness happened. Maybe early March was the last time I went. And I'm really missing it, but I don't need anything badly enough to take the risk. That's just my opinion. We do grocery store pickup, and I order things online whenever possible. Trying not to go out to in-person stores. I am fortunate that I can work from home. All right, there we go. I think that came out really pretty, even though I ended up doing it in the opposite orientation, but that came out really pretty. So that just goes to show you can feel free to turn them sideways, or, I mean, you could even turn it like this and have it that way. Whatever you like with the card sketches, just enjoy them. And if you want to share your work and see everybody else's takes on the card sketches, please head on over to my Facebook group, Create with CraftyRia. The ladies there are awesome, and a lot of them post their work. I have a photo album, and I usually put this up with whatever I make in that photo album as well, and I welcome everybody else to do the same. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate all of you. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, the link is below. I'd love for you to join. If you haven't yet checked out my Patreon, I'd love it if you did. I have 5 different tiers over there, card kits and various things, Happy Mail, and all of my Patreon subscribers get early access to my videos without any ads. If you haven't yet subscribed, please click on that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment below. Let me know which card is your favorite, and leave Rosemary from Rosemary's You Rock Art some love. I will link her channel in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and until the next time, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.